And live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Tripp Smokepit. I'm here tonight with Casey Maas, and before the show we were talking and complaining about fucking how Disney's ruining Star Wars, so.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so did you ever read Shadows of the Empire?
No, I didn't read that one.
Did you play the game?
Yes.
Well, pretty much the same shit happens, except for, in depth.
Yeah. You get to fuck off a bit more while they're instead of straight linear, you could go stab this guy a couple extra times.
Right. Well, that and a lot of it was in from Leia's point of view, and you didn't really see too much of Dash, or you saw a lot of Dash Rendar, but
yeah,
it was people watching him doing his shit. Wasn't really from his point of view, and then half the book was from Darth Vader's point of view, and they made a big point about it to where Darth Vader could manifest enough of the dark side to start healing himself. But if he started healing himself, he'd get happy, and then that would lose all the Force rebuild shit, and then just get more pissed off than he started. It's yes, right. So great, god damn it!
I'm happy, you motherfucker.
Yeah. Which especially watching that as a kid, you always just looked at Darth Vader and you go, you know what? I have no idea what this dude's face looks like, but I just know that he is pissed the fuck off right now.
Right, he's just perpetual anger. I think I read somewhere that Palpatine on purpose made his suit very messed up and to keep him in pain because of how powerful he really is.
Right. That
he would have owned Palpatine's ass otherwise.
Yeah. Which that's one of the fucking things that pisses me off about the very end of the Rise of Skywalker. It's okay, so Mary Sue Palpatine over here is going to take the Skywalker name after her family completely destroyed that family. It's you fucking cunt.
Right. Not only that, she also took the golden lightsaber of the Sentinels, the defenders of the temples.
Yeah.
So she's not only can she use Force lightning, but out of nowhere, but she's also now a Skywalker and Jedi Sentinel.
Yeah, and you know what? That wouldn't have taken too long to figure out. I mean, I could shoot lightning from my hands. I just gotta take my shoes off and rub my feet on the floor and.
I just want to see that her just shuffling down a giant rug, just.
I'm surprised they didn't do it in a fucking Christmas special.
Oh God. Oh man. Those old Christmas the Chewbacca Christmas special.
They made another one this year. It's on Disney Plus. It's not half bad. I laughed a few times. It was good. I mean, it wasn't Star Wars. It was Lego. It was still entertaining.
Oh, the Lego one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't looked at that yet.
I mean, a lot of it's slapstick because it's for kids, but it's still they beat him in the head with that thing.
And Legos, they fall apart. You rebuild them, they're good to go.
Which is why you couldn't have just made Star Wars with Lego, because when somebody's arm got chopped off, they just go.
Right. Hang on, we're going to insert this other cool robotic looking one to make it seem that way.
Yeah, or they blow up the Death Star and it's just a pile of shit on the floor, and somebody else comes out and goes, and then starts putting it back together.
It's you see this giant hand. Damn it! Who dropped my Death Star again?
Yeah.
I've been rewatching completely different nerdom.
Yeah.
But rewatching SG-1 because they put it on Netflix.
Okay.
And getting that, started showing that to my girlfriend, and also because online I found a Stargate SG-1 core rule book for an RPG.
Really?
For an SG-1 tabletop game.
Huh. Interesting. I didn't know. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense that they made that, but I never heard of it.
Yeah, no, it's a new thing. They just actually recently got done with a Kickstarter.
Nice. The thing that pissed me the most off about that show, though, was that I couldn't pronounce anything. So it's so what are we calling the gods? The gold? Gold? They're called gold. No, it's Gual.
It's
Give him a name I could say, dude.
What am I? I'm a defender of this thing. It's
I did love in that show that one episode where like it turned out that there are other Stargates and there's other teams, and they brought the Marine team on one, and they just like destroyed everything and fucked everything up. And they're like, "This is why we don't bring those fucking dumb jarheads anywhere." And I'm like, part of me should be mad at this, but yeah, that's great.
That reminds me when I keep my best friend. He was in the Marine Corps, and so I always send him the most messed up things I can.
Yeah, dark humor.
Yeah, I keep telling him I'm gonna get him the big like 64 pack of crayons for Christmas one year.
Nice. Actually, better yet, get him a 64 pack of dildos and paint them like crayons.
Oh god, that'd be the biggest box ever.
You have to get a forklift,
right? Like you still got your license to run this, right? You got to pull this off the back of my truck.
Sorry, we can't take this up the porch. You have to come get it.
Go palletize this shit. He's gonna drop it out this plane for you.
All right, so we're gonna have to take it apart piece by piece. I need like 10 dudes to like form a fireman's line to just like pass it up to them.
They're all gonna be individually wrapped.
Yes. Or better yet, fucking slingshot from across the highway.
Right? People driving by is like, wait, what is that? It's a bird. It's a plane. Is that a dick?
This sounds like a fucking turkey flying through the air.
Right? That just reminds me of the whole dildo thing. There is a company, they're called Tactical Shit.
Okay.
And they make an upper piece for like an AR that you can actually like fit cans in, and it works off of blanks. So that when you shoot it, it shoots the can out. But they've done it with dildos.
Nice.
So they've just boom, dildo.
Does it make that noise though when you shoot it? Boing.
I mean, if you put it over it, but oh man,
that's one of those situations where you want a really kinky girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever floats your. Hey, bend over.
Incoming.
Fuckers. Fuck. Whoop, shit. Yeah. No, SG1 was fun. I haven't watched it in fucking forever though. I remember watching it when it was on when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember a little bit. There's a lot that I didn't remember. Like, because I think I'd actually started watching it original on TV like halfway through. So I completely forgot that they had like already gone there once, blown it up, come back, defeated the sun gods.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, because the whole thing was after the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonder what happened that they didn't get Kurt Russell into the show. It was probably just a finance thing, but
I think probably. And because of Halloween, I think it ran for what, like 8 seasons?
Yeah, probably. It was on for a minute.
Yeah. And trying to keep Kurt Russell for that many seasons, I can only imagine like just how much you would have to like pay him for that.
Yeah, it would have to be one of those things where it's like you convinced him that he wanted to do it and he was taking the pay cut for a passion project.
They'd be really passionate about SG1 and pronouncing all of these insane names and goal and.
Well, I mean, they didn't have a particularly high budget in the first place, so.
Fair.
Bad for the 90s, but.
I mean, yeah, it probably wasn't bad for then, but if they tried to redo that now, could you imagine how big of a budget that would be?
I'd imagine it would suck just because some asshole would want to CGI the entire thing.
Yeah, and you probably get somebody that's like, oh, no, that's not politically correct.
Yeah.
We can't have him say that.
Yeah. Tommy's in the comments saying what Kurt Russell quit acting before that. Same reason O'Neill MacGyver quit for a couple seasons.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, and I forget that was MacGyver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I haven't seen that show since it was like on. So, like I was like 5 maybe.
God, I don't even know how young I was at that time.
I
know I've seen a couple of things from MacGyver, but
I mean, it's mostly memes now.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that what like half of life is now, is just scrolling through memes?
Yeah. And it's like, dude, like Facebook sucks. Like like, remember when Facebook was like, hey, look, I'm going to post these pictures of me and my family and my friends because we're doing fun shit. Now to do that, it's like, dude, there aren't words on these pictures. Why is this here?
Like, what even is this anymore?
I don't even fucking know. Like, I mean, at least like Instagram's kind of like that for some people, but overall, there's not a lot of social media that's like about showing out your life anymore. It's all fucking memes and trolling and saying shit just to piss people off. Not that I'm not guilty of that, but
I mean, fair. I've listened to some of your rants, and they are hilarious.
yeah, people don't seem to like a lot of those for some reason. I don't know what it is. Like, I get a lot of hate mail, and then like my follower count goes up, and it's like, which one is it? Like,
I mean, maybe they just love to hate you.
I guess.
I think that's what you need for like the algorithms. You have to have like hate to increase followers. You have to have like good and bad. You've got to.
Yeah, I get a buddy that's telling me that I should just go straight fucking Alex Jones.
Maybe.
That's what be working out for some people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much what John Burke does, except for he kind of is a nice guy sometimes.
Well, I mean, you got to be a nice guy sometimes to gain some douchebag points, and then you can spend them all and just be a douchebag again.
Yeah. And yes, attention is attention.
Yeah, that's very true.
Back to that whole thing is bad press thing.
No, man, the press.
Yeah, those fucking guys.
Trying to even find a hint of truth watching any kind of news has been a real challenge.
Yeah, and it's fucked up because they get away with it because technically they're telling the truth, but it's like, okay, all right, so just for the sake of example, 10 red paint cans showed up. If I tell you a mass of paint cans showed up, or if I tell you a red paint can showed up, either way, I'm technically telling you the truth.
Yeah, it's all just on how you spin it. You literally have to watch like all the different sides to piece the picture together.
Yeah, and like good propaganda has no lies in it.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Oh man, so what are you drinking on tonight?
I'm doing the course thing tonight, man. What about you?
Right now I'm finishing off my my bottle of Viking's Blood.
Oh, what's that about?
It's a mead. This stuff is delicious.
Ooh, okay, all right. I haven't had mead in a fucking hot minute.
I also make mead too.
Really?
I've got a couple bottles that are sitting in my pantry that are, I think they're like 3.5 years old now.
Dude, fucking tell me about that.
That I was honestly just kind of like a spur of the moment. I've been curious about it and seeing all the different things about like mead and like Viking heritage and stuff, and so I started looking into it and was like, it was more or less still kind of wine. Yeah, so I went through and started doing.
Sometimes it's carbonated.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of carbonated, but to each their own.
Yeah.
But so when I got some like local honey, when I got some blueberries, kind of like heated up some water, let it cool down, let a lot of the liquid come out. Didn't have to add any sugar because all the yeast used the sugar from the like.
I mean, because honey's pretty much sugar anyway.
Oh yeah, and the blueberries it used to like all that from the like 3 pounds of honey that go into it.
Nice.
And I made a like honey blueberry mead that's still just kind of chilling and getting nice.
Getting nice and mature. Is the process for that similar to making beer, or is it like its own different thing?
It's kind of different depending on how long that you like want to have it go.
Okay.
I think like hops and everything, I want to say that it like froths up a lot more, so you have to have a lot more like space for it.
Okay.
But I haven't tried making beer myself.
Okay. I haven't made beer. I know people that do, so it's like, well, I'll come help out, but like I haven't built the fucking thing in my backyard yet.
Right, you're not waiting to start your own moonshine business in the back when things start going south.
Yeah, dude, my favorite fucking thing about that though was like 10 years ago when they started selling the moonshine, the fucking like mason jars at like liquor stores. Like, I know you're calling this moonshine, but the fact that you're selling it somewhere that can be taxed makes this not moonshine. Just call this fucking clear whiskey or grain alcohol or some shit. Because
Right.
if I get a receipt, it's not moonshine.
Exactly. Like, I don't want a receipt. I went down and bought this freaking bottle from this mason jar from somebody down the road. I didn't ask for a receipt.
Yeah, and hey, is this healthy? Is this going to kill me? Hey, listen, fucking only God knows. Whichever God you happen to pray to.
Man, I'm afraid to open. Like, I actually have a couple of jars of it in the fridge that have been there for like the last 6 years. So, I mean, might kill me, or I don't know. I might take a sip and not get it from my couch again.
I had a buddy that would do a thing where, like, you know how they had the ones that had like fruit and shit in it? He would go buy like 10 of those and just like make jungle juice out of it, but like keep all the fruit and put that in its own fucking thing with Everclear and like let that sit for a bit till it like all soaked up. It ended up not being bad. I mean, it was kind of pasty. You had to add like water to it just so that, you know, it was like a consistency you could drink it at. But
yeah, I think if you're doing something like that with and using something like Everclear, it's actually called hooch.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it's not actual moonshine. It's just hooch because you've used something like Everclear. I used to do something like that, making hooch apple pie. We would get this entire like big thing, fill up with like apples, some freaking like apple cider, an entire handle of like military grade like Everclear, a thing of Smirnoff, and then boil it on the stove for a few, and then we'd go set it outside in the snow to let it cool down.
Nice, dude. And that shit can be fucking dangerous though too. Not in a like you're gonna die way, but it's in a you're gonna die. Not in like dead, but like so you're gonna walk outside with a beer, and then somebody's gonna offer you this shit, and then you're gonna wake up 4 days later naked in the woods, being like, "Why does my asshole?" Or oh, there's antlers in it. Why is there antlers? Oh fuck, I fucked a deer. God damn it.
Yeah, you'll have no idea because your buddy also already ran off. He woke up before you.
Not again.
Man, that's like soju.
Oh my god. Yeah.
We'd gotten our hands on some like back in the barracks.
Yeah.
And we freaking we were drinking. I had a buddy that came over and he was like, "Man, let me get some of that." "You sure, man? You've already been drinking pretty heavily." Because he already came over, he'd like pre-gamed pretty hard. You could tell it with like how he was walking. He's like, "All right, man, here's a shot." And he's boom. Like 4 shots later, he just stood up, walked out without saying anything. And the next day, he comes up, he's like, "What happened last night, man? I woke up butt naked in my room and I don't know how I got there."
Yeah, no, we did a training thing in Korea, and then at the end of it, we got like 4 days in Seoul. And
yeah,
first off, our command was a bunch of fucking idiots because they gave us a map of Seoul and highlighted in red were all the places we weren't allowed to go and why. You're not allowed to go here because underage drinking. You're not allowed to go here because there's drugs. You're not allowed to go here because there's hookers, blah, 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 whatever. And our sergeant major said, "Hey, no matter what you do, you're not allowed to drink soju." So we're like, okay, fair enough. Sergeant major said, "Don't drink it." That means we got to go find this shit.
exactly.
So we go to this fucking restaurant and somehow order to manage some fucking food. Still not sure how because they didn't speak English. Part of town with a lot of foreigners in it. And they're like, "What are we doing?" We're like, "Soju?" She's like, "All right." So she brings us each a bottle of soju, and we figure you're supposed to drink it like beer. And we're like, "Okay, so this tastes like water." They just brought us water. This is shit. Here's your fucking tab. We're out. And after all of us have drank a bottle of this, we're walking around like, "Man, this shit didn't do shit. We need to find a liquor store." And it went from sober to what the fuck in the span of a sentence.
Oh yeah. Oh god, that stuff is just. Whew, it get back a punch.
Mm-hmm. And real soju and Hawaiian punch. I could fucking do that.
Yeah, I could dig that. That sounds like it would be delicious.
Yeah, dude, sake is a fucking other one. Like I can get down on some sake.
Oh yeah, it's hard to find like places that actually have good sake because there are a lot of places that I've gone to a couple liquor stores like looking for it, and the few that I've tried were just kind of like, eh.
No, well, I mean, because the other thing too is like I like sake hot.
Yeah,
and I don't know how to fucking do that at home. It's like, okay, I guess I can microwave it, but like, eh. And it never comes out right. And it's like, I don't know if this is user error or what, but
there's a Japanese ramen place here in Clarksville that like you actually go there, you like sit down. Before all the COVID crap, I haven't been there since, but they actually bring you like a hot towel to like refresh yourself before you even start ordering.
nice.
Like they go all out. And they got like they bring a sake. They got like the little like plate cup things. I don't remember what their like actual name is.
I know what you're talking about.
You just kind of pick it up, just feel fancy.
Please, Mo, I have some more. Oh, I'm sorry. How do I say this in Japanese? Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Exactly.
Yeah,
two things I know how to say is thank you and you're welcome.
Yeah. Also, speaking of fucking sushi places, how long do you think that the chicks there have to be hookers before they let them work inside?
I guess it really depends on the place and how like classy it is. I would think the classier it is, the longer you have to be a hooker before you can be inside.
Okay.
You got to bring in enough like, clientele to eat before you're like, okay, you come in, you serve now, but not serve happy ending yet.
Like you get like a good repeat customer at the fucking massage parlor and bring them to the food place because the food place is a little more lucrative.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about it. If you get sushi, that's more money than a fucking hand job would be. So, I mean,
yeah. I mean, you get better tips.
Yeah.
Not just $5 happy ending.
Wait, are you supposed to tip the hookers?
Depends on what tip.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You got to show them the favorite game. Just the tip.
Unless you're not circumcised, in which case the whole thing there isn't just a dog dork.
Right. Activate Red Rocket.
Wait. Okay, so hear me out on this.
Yeah.
Russians are all a bunch of fucking commies, and they're also a bunch of uncircumcised heathens. So are all their dicks red rockets?
Huh.
They also got into space first. Using rockets.
Yes. Red Rocket powered rockets.
Yeah. Red Rocket powered red rockets.
Yes. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, so fucking tell me about your fucking 3D printing fucking thing, dude. Like you got to whip it out and show me, but like
right, I'd have to take you to the whole other room right over here, where I've got my miniature, like I said earlier, my machine sweatshop.
Yeah. What kind of stuff are you making out of it?
What's up?
What kind of stuff do you make with it? You were saying you were making the Corellian Corvette earlier.
Oh yeah, I currently have the Hammerhead Corvette printed. And originally it's like sized for a game. It's a tabletop game called X-Wing Miniatures. But I blew it up because I want to do something like special with it. I want to custom paint it to have like military like camo on it.
Okay. Like did you do like tricolor or like kind of paint it like you would a tank?
Probably like a tank, or maybe do it similar to like I can't figure what it is. Give it like some old school like camo, like some like tiger stripes or something.
Nice.
Right now, I actually just finished printing one for a buddy for it's for a
little cowboy
game. Yeah, it's like a cowboy wizard.
Okay, that's neat. Fucking, you know what? Fucking, speaking of wizards, though, that when you think about things a little bit differently, they get cooler and scarier at the same time. Because, like, say Darth, right?
Say
Darth Vader.
Yeah,
it's very easily to think of him as a Dark Knight, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's cool. But then it's like he's also an evil space wizard. You're like, wait, did you say evil space wizard? Yeah, but he's also the Dark Knight. So
a Dark Knight with like evil wizard powers. I mean, because wizards, like in general, their like whole thing is like study and like grip of arcane powers. And people always show the good ones that have like they can go like back in time, do all this crazy stuff, but they don't always show it with like the evil ones also mastering that.
Right.
Because what if they went evil? They could just go back in time and just screw everything up.
Yeah.
Or summon down a rain of meteors, and we go the way of the dinosaurs.
Have you ever seen a movie called the movie was called Wizards? It was made by Ralph Bakshi, the same guy that did the old Lord of the Rings cartoons. So it took place in some distant foreign future land, after everything's been destroyed, and there's like knights fighting over everything, and there's not wizards, like fairies everywhere, and there's these the orcs are all like raiding everything, and they're all disorganized, but like every time they get together, the humans and the elves get together and go destroy them. It turns out that there was 2 wizards in it that were both incredibly old, like they've been here since like the past age. And the dark wizard said, I'm gonna take over the world using these orcs, but he couldn't find a way to organize the orcs, so he went into the deep depths of the archives and he found this mystical old book called Mein Kampf, and the Nazis, and so you got all these like Nazi orcs like marching over everything, but they're all like super disciplined now and like wearing swastikas, and for whatever reason they all have answers. And like the good wizard's like, okay, how do I stop this? And then the movie like takes off.
Oh god, orc Nazis.
Yeah,
that's frightening.
Well, I had this other fucking epiphany though the other day. Speaking of orcs, like I was kind of like trying to figure out like where the fuck that name came from and ways to play with it, but it came to me that orc is just pork without the P, and orcs are kind of like some orcs are kind of like pig people. So it's French Canadian orcs, it would be like P''ORK, like pork.
So would French orcs just be orcs?
If the P is silent, but that P' is gonna fucking be there if I'm writing it.
They all have to speak in horrible French accents.
Yeah,
it's like guttural French. Oui, oui. S'il vous plaît.
Like they break in, fucking like they get the ranger and the fucking elf, and it's like,
we are taking you to our leader. Oh man, makes me want to freaking do some more writing.
Yeah, what kind of stuff you write?
For me, it's more it's like general fantasy. I have one that I've been like on and off writing for I think the last like 12 years. Because that's cash. Shit keeps happening in life, and I just kind of had to put it to the side, and
as it does.
But it's kind of like a post-apocalyptic, like fantasy kind of thing. People tried to screw the world so bad they all had to go into like sky cities and kind of go into a hibernation. But while that's going on, the entire world is like kind of re-terraformed.
Okay.
They believe it's because they screwed up the world, but it's actually because another force that's kind of like was trying to destroy the multiverse and was forcing other worlds to like combine into this one to like expand it to the point of exploding.
Okay.
But they were stopped by what would be one of the eventual main characters after they save his ass. But it has a lot to do with different dragons and other like fantasy things.
Are there
cities tech? What's up?
But are there orcs from Quebec?
I mean,
I'm bringing poutine and holy holsters to fight the elves, eh?
Yep. Now it's got to be in there.
like for whatever reason, like somebody gets like thawed out of their like hibernation chamber to come down. Like, holy shit, the world's like all kinds of fucked up right now. What are fucking those things? And some of the locals like, oh yeah, those are the pigmen orc things. And then like they start doing some banter, and the dude's like, why are they fucking French? I thought we were in fucking Idaho. Why the fuck are they French?
And where did they come from? They came from Space France. Just wait till you meet the people from Space Oz.
fucking a couple of the orcs capture one of the lesser characters in the fucking fellowship or whatever, and they're like frying one of them over the fire, and one's like, "This is just like the old days," and the other one like lights a fucking like pipe. We parry.
You can have that one like goblin. They got to be like Cajun. They come in. Oh, my shit, it's gonna taste good. They just like bat him off. No, he's going as a poutine.
Not New Orleans. You do not do that here, yes?
Oh, look here, my shit. It's gonna taste good.
We did
etouffee
tomorrow.
I like my humans etouffee.
And then for like whatever reason, there's somebody that joined their fucking group that's just this like deep, like fucking like he's a dwarf, right? But the reason dwarfs came around is because after like all the fucking nuclear bombs fell, like their family went and like hid in the fucking like coal mines in fucking West Virginia. So he's just like Bubba, the fucking dwarf. And he comes out, he's like, "Man, you cooking that, man? You don't fucking do that shit, man. Like, you fucking eat that shit, man. Goddamn fucking elves, they kind of take like fish, man. You got to put some Old Bay on that shit." It's like, what the fuck is Old Bay? Don't worry about what Old Bay, man. It's just a fucking sprinkle that shit on there, man. Slide some barbecue sauce on it. They're done by the bread, man. It'll be good. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, you did. You did.
And then like he makes his own fucking hooch out of fucking like elf wine and like whatever fucking stream water it is. It's like it's made from like elvish fucking ale, right? So it glows, so it's kind of like light, and then the water's natural, so I'm gonna call it natural light.
Natural light. Just need horrible he needs like horrible like slogans, so they just like come across him like later on trying to sell this. Hey, I'm gonna be your light in the dark. Come get some of this natural light.
And then he's got
to call it natural light.
He's got a competitor buddy that did the same thing with whiskey, but it glows in the moonlight, so they call it moonshine.
Be over there. So y'all think that you want something to drink that just glows all day? Nah. It just glows at night. It gotta be under the moon, no clouds. Your night gonna be lit.
Dude, and then like there's got to be one of them that like they come up to this like orc camp, and like the orcs like know one of them, so they all get captured. But it turns out that the reason that happened was because the bard fucked one of the elves' sisters and then never wrote her a letter afterwards. And then like everyone's like, "Dude, you fucked one of those things." Like, I was drinking that fucking moonshine, man. I don't fucking know.
The stuff just hits differently at night.
But instead of like a fucking lute, he's got like a fucking mandolin and only plays bluegrass.
Oh god, bluegrass and a mandolin. That actually probably sound pretty cool.
Dude, what are you talking about? Most bluegrass has a fucking mandolin in it. Like that's what that chop is. Like they don't have drums, so like the mandolin player does the drum thing. So instead of going do 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 do, they do the tint part.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because it's a string, but they use it almost like a percussion instrument.
Yeah. It's one of the few that I'd actually like to learn how. I enjoy stringed instruments.
Dude, mandolin is like stupid easy. It's literally a bass but upside down, and like that big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it's even tuned in fucking fifths and everything. Just the nice. Other instead of down, whatever. So
yeah. I just play percussion and cello.
Dude, cello, that's fun. Nobody plays fucking cello. It's always like, I play violin, or like, no, I got the viola because I'm classy. Or that one asshole with the fucking bass. But cello is kind of a fucking forgotten instrument in the violin family.
Yeah, but it's the heartbeat of everything if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Like I think one of my favorite like people that actually use cello is you can find them on YouTube. It's called the Piano Guys.
Guys.
And they do they have an epic Star Wars one where it's just like battling cellos.
Yeah.
And then you've got in the middle of it, Darth Vader comes out with a freaking what's the freaking thing called? An accordion.
Okay.
And he's just do playing the Cantina song, and they just both look over at him, just use the force and throw him out the picture, and continue battling with their cellos.
Nice. Fucking that kind of reminds me. I have a pretty decent vinyl collection, and I found this one at a thrift store or something somewhere.
Yeah,
but it's an album of the Star Wars soundtrack, but it's all disco, and like it came out like a year after Star Wars did, so it's like super fucking like dancey. It's like I should hate this, but this is fucking beautiful.
That's how it's always when you really want to hate the music, when you start like breaking it down, it actually starts sounding decent.
Yeah, there's that, and there's also the other part of it where it's like every time you hear like 5 seconds of a song, you're like, dude, fuck this. And then like you hear somebody else listen to it, you're like, dude, why the fuck are you listening to this? Like you're a garbage person because of your musical choices. And then you have like 6 beers in you, and you're at a fucking bar, and then you're like, I put my hands up to play my song. That's my way. Fuck you, it's my jam.
Right. Well, I mean, if you think about it, you've got 2 personalities. You've got the music that you listen to while you're sober, and then you've got the songs you start karaokeing your fucking heart out as soon as you get a drink.
Yep. Fucking I have a buddy who fucking hates Bon Jovi, like with a fucking passion. And like my thing on Bon Jovi is they would have been the greatest band ever if they died in a plane accident in like, I don't know, 89. Like their first few albums, I think fucking rock. Everything after that is like, oh, okay, so you're making this specifically for people over 50. Got it. Great. Because I want to look at the guys that did Dead or Alive after this. But I have a buddy like hates them. But we were in port in, I think, Malaysia, and we end up in this fucking like soapy fucking drink me fucking, I don't know what the fuck, like everything type of fucking bar, you know?
Yeah.
So there's girls that'll fucking like hang out with you. There's a lot of fucking cheap drinks. There's music, and I kind of like get fucked up and like lost. And I'm like, oh fuck, I can't find Chuck. Where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is he? And then like I hear somebody sing "It's My Life," and I'm like, who the fuck is playing Bon Jovi? And I look over and like Chuck's like, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, cool, got it.
I don't know if it's just me, but I really enjoy hearing that song done in like a Russian accent.
I don't think I've heard that, but now
I've seen it on so many different like random YouTube videos where they do like animated meme compilations. You just hear it. It's my life. It's now or never.
There is one dude I started following on YouTube recently, and I forget exactly what the fuck his channel's about because it's something that's just it's building something or how to do something, but like I'm completely disinterested in whatever the fuck he's building or doing. However, like that dude's like fresh off the fucking boat. So he's like, so what you do now, Dimitri, is you take this thing and you plug it into this thing, and then after that you make sure that this works, right? And it's like, this is just gonna be background music. I have no idea what the fuck you're saying. I don't care. I just want to hear you say that this is the wrong way to do it, Dimitri. Ivan, this is how you do this with screwdriver.
You insert screwdriver here and hope you don't touch diode.
Do not cross wires. Your balls will shock. You do not want your balls to shock when you're trying to put screw into peg.
Nobody likes fried balls.
Well, you can take your fried balls and you can put it into a pot with some beets, and you will call it borscht. And no one can crush these beets like I crush this borscht.
But you see, I thought that was the beef stroganoff.
No, beef stroganoff is when you're trying to artificially inseminate cow.
Oh god, that reminds me of in this is a complete basic training story.
Oh, yeah.
We were going through like the whole grenade range. There were so many like insane things that happened on that day. One, the woman that was standing there crying with holding the 2 live grenades in their canisters, and then crying that she was afraid that she had live grenades. But we were going through the different types of grenades. And the guy next to me, they get to the incendiary grenade, and they're like, "What is this?" And he's like, "It's an inseminary grenade, drill sergeant." The 2 other ones that were sitting down, they immediately turned, like you could see them trying to hide their laughter. And the one Dressar, because she was a female, and she was one of the angry ones.
Yeah.
Like extra angry for no reason, probably because none of the privates wanted to do her. But she gets extra. What the fuck did you just say? Dressar, this is a seminary grenade. It burns everything when you throw it.
So it's the gonorrhea grenade for the chlamydia.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, fucking like boot camp stories are fucking great and cringe at the same time. Because like on one hand, it's like I want my stories to be I'm not so boot that all I have is boot camp stories, but on the other hand, it's like a lot of really funny shit happened, man.
Oh god, there were so many great things that happened. I mean, unfortunately, I don't have any like deployment stories. I actually never got to deploy.
Happens.
Which I mean, I wanted to, but I can also see how it's a blessing.
Yeah. What was your MLS?
I was on 92 Golf. I was a chef.
Oh, wait, you're a chef?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So the guy I had on here last time, we were actually talking about you fuckers. And I have some fucking questions. Why is it that everything at the fucking chow hall sucks except for breakfast? Like, why is breakfast that good when lunch and dinner are so fucking garbage? Like, where's the fucking break in the fucking line that made this great and this shit? Like, what happened?
Two things. One, you didn't come to my fucking DFAC, and two, you obviously didn't go to the Special Forces fucking DFAC.
I mean, I spent some time on Bragg.
Yeah, but they've got a lot of different, couple of different DFACs. Like the SF DFAC, they get like the good budget to buy food.
I mean, I was at the JFK Special Warfare Center. Like, I know their food.
No, okay. But I know they get a lot of better budget than like the normal guys do.
But like, doesn't it come from the same place? Like, what is the difference? Like, the fucking truck brings eggs quicker? Like,
no. At least the last couple of the duty stations I was at, they actually got to order from like better places, and more recently they've also gone to better food salespeople as well.
Huh. That explains a thing or two. I'm still mad that like lunch sucks, but breakfast was good. You know what I mean?
I mean, breakfast is like the best meal ever.
No, it is.
Back when I was on Lewis, like we had the only people that were on par with us as far as breakfast was the fucking Special Forces DFAC, literally right across the street. Because there was our DFAC, and then literally, if you walked out the back and looked to the right, across the road was the SF compound, and right inside of the SF compound was the DFAC.
All right, fair enough.
But freaking, we would sit there and go on. And special meals and different things were like great, but it also depends on like the head count you have too, which is like determines how much money you can spend on what.
Okay.
So you've got a higher like head count, you can buy more and better food. If you have a lower head count, because for whatever reason, you just don't get to buy as much.
Yeah.
But we rotated out with like corned beef hash, sausage patties, sausage links, freaking turkey bacon. But
yeah, no. I'm gonna pick your brain about this a little bit more. Hopefully you don't mind, because I've eaten
you could
plenty of fucking chow hall, and most of them were fucking garbage. Then again, Navy Marine Corps. I can only speak a little bit for the Army.
Yeah,
the one on Fort Bragg was good, and then the schoolhouse one on Fort Meade was really fucking good.
Okay.
Although they both fucked up dinner. I don't know why it is, but like breakfast, it just bothers me that breakfast is this good and dinner's this fucked up. But that what you said about the head count thing, that makes a little bit more sense, because there's like on Camp Pendleton, I think there's like fucking 20-ish chow halls, but you got an entire fucking division there, and you got like, or whatever, and then plus you also have like an air wing and a lot of the fucking like ocean goer fucking people there and all that shit. So like there's a bunch of them, but there was one on this place called Camp Margarita, and they had the best breakfast in the fucking military, and I'll back that up because they got fresh, greasy fucking chorizo, and they would just like fucking bukkake a burrito with that shit. But like lunch was gonna be macaroni and fuck it, and like dinner was gonna be like, I hope you like hot sauce because that's all you're gonna fucking taste.
Yeah.
Like across the street, like maybe a mile away, the Air Wing Shell Hall, their breakfast was like, I mean, it was good, but it was like, and their dinner was always like beef stroganoff and fuck it, but they had a fucking killer sandwich line.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm not sure what I'm trying to ask, but tell me about it.
Okay, so like the one I worked in, we actually like lunch was actually very on par with breakfast.
Okay.
Because not only do we have like, because I worked in like almost every aspect of the thing, from creating the menus and saying, hey, we're going to make this, to deciding what our specialty bars were. And on different days, we had specialty bars that ranged, because we actually had like one of those really nice like pizza ovens. You just put it in and it rolls through. We did, because I was also one of the pastry chefs. So we
we got frozen pizzas.
Nah, we did a lot of our stuff from scratch. Like me and a couple buddy, we had our own mafia for the pizza. He come back, hey Vinny, I need the dough. Hey, you keep coming back, you ask me for dough, I'll break your fucking kneecaps.
All right.
And then we had like a Mongolian grill.
What the fuck was your budget like, dude?
Our budget, I don't remember.
Like, some, like really good fucking NCOs and that had a hookup with the fucking supply officer.
I mean, I actually don't believe our stuff never went through supply. Our stuff, like we got the budget, like I think directly from like battalion. It didn't go through supply at all.
Oh, okay.
But we freaking the best defect is the Oasis, hands down. I've been to the Oasis. I just saw that from Tommy.
What is the Oasis?
If it's the one on here on Fort Campbell, it's the Special Forces one, and they blow it out of the water all the time. Their food is like it's on par, it's bomb.
Like Gordon Ramsay's nephew's fucking there, fucking like.
I mean, not that good, but they got some good cooks there.
All right,
but we got a pretty decent one, and a lot of it. I mean, ironically, Mongolian grill is a lot more like cut up fresh veggies.
Yeah.
So the prep for it is a pain in the ass. Spending like half the day just chopping up so many things.
Where's y'all schoolhouse at?
Fort Lee.
Okay. What? How long is that? And what goes into it? Like,
when I was going through, I think it was about 2.5 months, 3 months. Okay. I remember exactly because when I was going through, I had to go home on emergency leave. My great grandmother died like while I was there. And they allowed me to go home on emergency leave because she like raised me and crap like that.
Yeah.
So I was there for like 4 or 5 months. But they go through a lot of different basics of different. They go through all the basics. Like you get basic nutrition, basic. It's like cooking skills. Here's how to cut the basic crap. Remember and. The other thing that really makes it exceptionally horrible is previously it actually used to be really good until they started coming out with, because you get recipe cards.
Okay.
A lot of them right now, they're all up on a database. You go into whatever the stupid database is and download them and freaking go off of that, and they are complete ass. Like it goes on what the army has or the military has decided, this is how we're supposed to do this.
Right.
This gives you per price, per, jack off, nutritional value to keep you going.
We got this many soldiers, we need this many calories. Here's your
And I mean, even when I'm cooking something for myself, I don't just put in just like a clove of garlic. I put in like 12.
Okay, I was about to say like why, like that's kind of light, but all right.
Yeah, they go really light on a lot of the seasonings, so that's why a lot of things, like depending on the defect, they're all about. Oh, you can only put this is how much seasoning you can put in. This ain't enough seasoning to give it flavor.
Yeah,
you need like 5 times as much.
Yeah, no fucking. And speaking on that, this might go a little bit off fucking topic.
Yeah,
one of the things I fucking hate is when you see memes about white people not being able to cook shit. It's like, no. People from the Midwest don't know how to fucking cook shit. Go below the Mason-Dixon line. White people know how to fucking cook down there. I'm sorry that your fucking pale Yankee ass doesn't know how to fucking make fucking spaghetti. All right,
Yeah,
not hard.
And yeah, Tommy, it actually might have been like logistics instead of just going basically like through supply. That's the one aspect I never got to really deal with was handling the big money for the DFAC. I did a lot of the ordering and stuff like that, but
which is a fucking blessing, by the way. Like, what rank did you get out of it as?
I got out as a E4.
Okay,
but
yeah,
I had run the admin office and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like once you get like about a year into fucking sergeant or E5, I guess if you're in the other fucking branches, your job becomes paperwork. Yeah,
it really depends on who your E7 is. Like I had an E6, like, and in the DFAC, like doing a lot of things, like it was his duty to do like the like different daily cook like paperwork bullshit.
Yeah.
But his entire reason for not picking up E7 is because he didn't want to freaking like get disconnected from the troops.
Oh yeah, no. See, I had this thing called I was good at my job, so I got to do my bosses for him.
Yeah, I've seen that quite a few times. I've had to do that a few times too.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, so and not I got to do his job. I got to do his job in conjunction with mine. Good times. You ready for more responsibility? Like, fucking, we're gonna give you an email account, and I need you to talk to First Sergeant.
What?
Not. Why am I talking to First Sergeant? Well, you're gonna send him the morning report, and like email him in the afternoon, to tell him that everything's, going fucking blah, whatever. Right.
About that. And what do I tell him when he asks me why the fuck you're not standing in front of him?
I've got staff NCO shit to do. Also, it turns out we're gapped. We're supposed to have another staff sergeant here, and we don't. So you get to do his shit. So when you talk to him, just say you're filling this bill. You'll be all right. Thanks.
I like doing all the stuff and not getting paid to do all the stuff, mother.
Yeah, so you guys gonna promote me? Yeah, that's big Marine Corps, not us. Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Blame the big
one. Oh, so I still got to go through all the rigmarole of getting all the points and going to the pointless schools to give me the points that say I can do this job.
Yeah.
Not the fact that I've been doing this job for 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that shit where it's like, okay, so if you want to be an effective, say, E3, you have to be doing E4 shit. Okay, so now that I'm doing effective E4 shit, you're going to promote me? Well, I mean, there isn't space. So if you want to stay in the military, you're going to have to lap move to a different MLS. Oh. Okay.
That reminds me of one of the things I hate the most. Like, I know in the Corps it goes like private first class, lance corporal.
Yeah, the sergeant, staff sergeant. But you guys have like 2 privates, right?
No. Well, we have 3 technically. We've got private, PV2, so private 2.
Wait, no. Is it PV2 or is it private 2?
It's private 2. PV2 is just the just PV shorting it. Like you've got PVT, then PV2, you've got private first class, and then when you get to E4, it gets stupid.
Yeah.
So for a while, you're just a specialist, and then you get like all your points, you get the board and everything. You get your E4 promotable, and then you get promoted to a corporal,
which is the same pay grade.
Yep. But now you have 2 chevrons, and you get paid. Well, you get paid to still be an E4, but you have to do things as an NCO and as a lower enlisted. So anytime they're like, all E5 and above stay, you get to stay with all of them. And anytime like, oh no, all the lower enlisted have to stay. Oh, guess what? You got to stay too. Yeah. You also don't have the power to take like your soldiers to go get things done either. Like, oh, you got to bring back your E5. I mean, that's the slot I'm sitting in. Like,
yep. Fucking yeah. No, that shit's fucking great. Like on my first deployment or before my first fucking pump, one of our team leaders, he was a sergeant and he was really fucking good at his job. And I don't remember what fucking happened. I think it was a DUI, but I'm not sure. But they busted him down to private. But all they did was bust him down to private. They made him keep his fucking billet because he was a fucking good sergeant. So he still had to do all that fucking team lead shit, all that responsibility, all that shit. And like, I show up and I'm like, why is there a private telling everybody what to do? I'm confused. Like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, oh no, he got busted down, but like he's the fucking section head. So, you know, okay, got it.
And the fact that he kept doing that is just like crazy. There's some guys that can do that, and then there are the like legitimate dirt bags that are like, oh, I was an E5. Well, guess what? Now you're private, so you can go fuck off that direction.
Yeah. No, well, so, I'm like, I don't want to talk too much shit because, like, I know a lot of people that got fucking busted down for like bullshit reasons. But I always love the fucking thing where I think you guys call it Article 15, but it's like, oh yeah, well, you're not a real fucking Marine until you've been in JP. And it's like, hey, I did all that shit too. I just didn't get caught, like some dumbasses. So what's your well, I got caught at the gate. Maybe you shouldn't have been driving through the fucking gate, dude. Fuck.
Well, that was your choice. Yeah. Like, I mean, granted, I know a lot of guys that, you know, have done that, but I'm talking like the legitimate ones that are just like absolute garbage that got caught. And they're just like, no, you can go that fucking way there, guy.
Yeah. And like, you know, I'm not hating too much because, you know, shit happens.
Oh, yeah.
But when they want to say shit like, you're not a real fucking whatever unless you've whatevered, it's like, I did the stuff. I just didn't get the award for it.
I've been there, done that, but I didn't get the collectible T-shirt.
Yeah, so
like I don't have the memorabilia currently, so you know.
Yeah,
maybe next time.
Okay, hold on. And Tommy Allen says "fucking Captain's Mess," which is Navy. Is the Air Force Article 15 too? Do you know
that one? I actually have no idea about.
Yeah,
I mean, it might be something similar because I know. Well, a long time ago, they used to be part of the Army.
Yeah, and they all like carry over.
Yeah, then they kind of broke off and did their thing. But I don't have no idea. I actually don't have any close friends that have been in the Air Force.
You know, I have friends that are in the Air Force now, and I should probably just ask them. But
yeah, we'll forget about it tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, wait. All of them are actually Article 15s. They just get different nicknames. Got it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can see that. You know, the uniform code of military justice.
Yes. or if you didn't do anything that we can actually hit you on, we'll just hit you with a fucking Article 33 because, you know, that's what general articles. So we can't actually bust you with anything specific, but we don't like your fucking face. So.
So you stared wrong. So guess what?
Yeah.
You're now on the shit list.
Or we'll hit you with fucking what is it? Conduct unbecoming of a fucking Marine or some shit. It's like, I don't think that's real. Well, we're gonna hit you with it anyway. Okay,
that's right. CMJ is UCMJ.
Dude, I got a what is it? We call it a 6105. It's like a page 11. I don't know what you guys. It's the thing under Article 15. So it's like, hey, here's your in trouble paperwork, but there's like no direct consequences besides like a bad mark on your record.
I think that just kind of goes into like, I think for us it's like a grade. Like there's field grade Article 15s, and then there's like company grade Article 15s where you can still get in trouble.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like they don't take your rank or pay or anything, and they can't
account for statement.
But it's like if you get two of them, then they can fucking bump it up to the regiment. Or
I think that would be like field and company grade Article 15s.
Something like that. I got one of those when I was a fucking Lance Corporal because so I was in Afghanistan, right? And we got to fucking this fucking like British fucking base to fucking hang out there for a little bit. And I went to go get on the internet and I posted this thing on MySpace, if this dates me at all. And I had this big long rant about how you know, that I have personally fought in 300 wars, and I was born in a crater on November 10th in 1775. My father was the devil, and my mother was an M16, and just like all this shit. And I got hit with fucking unprofessionalism because my fucking E7 just fucking hated me. He's like, well, see, you did this, and we got paperwork of you doing screenshots, so fuck you.
Well, damn, isn't it becoming of you to have a freaking Facebook or MySpace?
I mean, I got away with it because, you know, Gunny, my E7 fucking, wrote that shit up, and then took me into the fucking office of the fucking first sergeant, or the fucking tent with the fucking first sergeant. And the first sergeant was like, okay, all right, cool. Yep, got it. All right, hey, leave. So, he left, and then it was just me and the sergeant. The first sergeant, like, does this, like, fucking, like, really frustrated, like, sigh. He's like, all right, like, what, like, I have to fucking yell at you right now. Just, he starts ripping up. Just don't fucking do that again. I was like, all right, thanks, first sergeant. All right, get out.
I've only had a couple of cool first sergeants like that.
Yeah,
I think my entire time at Campbell, I was with they're a very notorious unit. They're the 3rd Brigade Rakasans.
Never heard of them, but tell me about it.
Notorious for fights, shooting other people in the face.
Oh,
yeah. It's actually part of a reason why a club got permanently closed here for the 3rd time.
Ooh.
Was a guy from 3rd Brigade shot another guy in the face.
Fair enough.
I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago. But so I was with them, and we got all the hate because we were cooks, big, cool infantry guy. Yeah, and our fucking pogues.
Well, hey, before you go on with the story, I just want to say that if you're infantry and you haven't deployed to a combat zone, I have something to tell you. And it goes, you're a pogue too. You fucking LARPer.
LARP. You got the expert infantry badge, but you don't have the actual the CIB. You got the EIB and not the CIB. Yeah. But I digress. But so, we got no support because we're the cooks and they're all assholes. And then for whatever, like, because I had gotten out at like Fort Polk, they had issued me the freaking 5-ton, the 5-ton truck, which
also real quick, where is Fort Polk?
Louisiana.
Okay, all right.
So out in the swamp.
Fun.
Actually, ironically, I took a harpoon looking for a gator, but I just had horses trying to jump in front of my truck.
Okay, so whatever you were talking about before, I don't care. What the fuck was that about?
We were talking shit one night, and we were talking about going out to Fort Polk and something about like the alligators out in the swamps. Well, fuck it, bring it on the CK. We'll make it a good fucking dinner. I bet you fucking won't. You would fucking try me. They called them bullshit, so I packed in freaking part of my harpoon that I could attach to a freaking stick later. Unfortunately, we weren't close to any of the actual little swamps out there, so or there just weren't any out there at the time.
All right, and then how did horses get into this?
They out at Fort Polk, they have a bunch of just wild ass horses that just fuck off all day.
Oh, okay.
And they like to come in front of our trucks, but we can't hit them or we get in a lot of shit.
Okay.
So they will just completely fuck up a freaking movement by just, we're going to cross the street now and just stare at you. I don't care you're honking at me. I'm just going to stare. Hit me, motherfucker. But so we're out there. We got out to our little fob, quote unquote. This freaking condemned set of buildings.
Yeah.
It was legitimately condemned, ironically.
Well, I mean, yeah, that happens. I lived in a barracks for a while that we weren't allowed to drink the water because it was brown. Yeah,
I've seen some of those on like U.S. Army What the Fuck moments. Luckily, I haven't been to any.
Yeah. Don't ever go to Quantico, man. Like, fucking like first 4 months I was there, you're not allowed to drink the water. And if you took a shower, like everything hurt. You smelled like shit, and your eyes burned when you got out. So,
yeah. Oh, hey, I guess I've started getting rid of the horses on Fort Polk. Nice.
Oh, that's good.
But so we're out there. There's like some kind of weird night op going on, and Top needs a truck, and mine's the only other one out there, and it's because the field exercise is almost over, so we've got all of our garbage and crap on the back, and he comes in, wakes me up in the middle of like 2 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. Like, hey, I need your truck. I mean, if you really need it, Top, here's the keys, but there's a whole bunch of fucking shit in the back. And so he goes over, flips on the fucking lights, wakes everybody up. It's like, if you guys aren't a fucking cook, get your ass out here, get this truck unloaded. Cooks, get the fuck back to sleep. We need breakfast in the morning.
Fair enough. And as we've established, breakfast is the best meal of the fucking day.
Oh, yeah. And he brought my truck back with a full tank of gas.
Dude, good on you. Good on him. Good for you. Right. Good on him.
Right. I got up there. I was like, man, I got a full tank of gas. I went and high-fived him later. I was like, appreciate you, Top.
Yeah. No, my wife's been doing this thing fucking recently where she'll like fucking slow cook hash in a fucking pan. And then right before it's done, she'll like crack a bunch of fucking eggs into it. And then she'll somehow get it all together while the eggs are still fucking over easy or dippy, depending on where the fuck you're from. Depending on where you're from. And then like the fucking like mess of fucking like hash and fucking potatoes and fucking eggs. And it's like,
right, it's all perfectly like nestled together.
Yeah. No. And then I'm like, I'll try to do it like, you know, on days where like, you know, she goes to work early and then like, I get scrambled eggs and hash because I can't cook for shit. I can use the fucking grill, but don't ask me to touch that fucking stove.
Getting things. No, the logistic people didn't do any of that. They had their own thing. I think our like logistic people were back on like the main little base they had out there. They had us out all the way out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I also don't know if it was Top that refilled the thing. But he brought it back with a full tank of gas.
Yeah.
But back to the cooking thing. If you have something that you can like, it does like give off the heat and like can boil a little bit, like kind of pop. It's like placing the stuff on there. You gotta make little pockets for it to nestle the egg so it doesn't move around. And then you gotta cover it and let the steam cook it. It's a little bit of an art to get like eggs cooked inside of something.
Yeah. That's an art, not a craft, as far as I'm concerned. And I can't paint that shit.
See, it's more like mad science. Because I love to bake.
Okay.
I throw in so many like random amalgamations together that just came out amazingly for no reason.
Like what?
Like there was a way that we used to do peach cobbler that we actually like. This major liked it so fucking much that he actually came and gave me a coin for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's like, whoever did this, like, it's like coin.
I mean, it'd be nice to like write you up for like an Archon or something, but I guess a coin will work.
Right. Oh man. I remember getting there was one time I was actually when I was getting out, like there was a whole thing, like I didn't get an Archon, I didn't get a coin. They gave me a pat on the back for like busting my ass for doing a whole thing for like this E5 promotion thing.
Sounds right.
And so I like, you know, double layer sheet pancake with an extra like circular third layer that was piped up in the design of the unit crest.
Okay.
And I delivered it and I just get like
wizard shit.
Yeah. I was working some freaking magic. Spent like 8 hours doing this thing and freaking I could just get, he comes up, just pat on the back. We knew we could count on you. And later on, they were giving out some bullshit freaking like AAMs for some other crap that some other cooks had done. I'm just sitting here like, I said this for the NCO induction ceremony. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking, I went to this fucking ceremony once and I forget who got what for what, but there was like, and this is like 2009. So like shit was happening. But there was a sergeant that got Navy Cross. There was a couple of captains that got Navy comms, like V's on them. And there was like 5 other miscellaneous fucking whatevers. One of them was a Silver Star, but I don't I'm sorry, one was a Bronze Star, but it wasn't a Bronze Star with a V. It was just a regular Bronze Star. And then there was an admin lieutenant who got a Navy Achievement Medal for making sure that the paperwork for all those other awards went through properly. Put that in your fucking brain housing group. Yeah.
Man, I just got tapped the forward assist a couple times after that. Like, shit.
But since we're talking about the big green weenie,
yeah,
are you familiar at all with a man named Smedley Butler?
It's not ringing any bells at the moment.
Okay, Smedley Butler was in the Marine Corps in the late 1800s, early 1900s, right?
Yeah.
He was also notorious, or like legend in the Marine Corps. But he was notorious for getting drunk and just fighting everybody the fuck he could because fuck it, why not? And that was back when an officer can get away with that.
Yeah.
But like one night he went out, got drunk, and got an Eagle Globe and anchor tattoo that went from his collarbone to his fucking dick, like just big fucking like fuck you G.I. Joe tattoo, right? Anyway, fucking that comes in the story later. He was somewhere in Mexico fucking fighting them.
Yeah.
And I forget exactly what happens, but he gets a brevet medal, which was the officer equivalent of a Medal of Honor. And this was at the time where officers didn't get Medals of Honor. That was only a man thing. And then I forget what happened to get his first Medal of Honor. I know it happened in China, but I'm not sure what the fuck he did. And then his second Medal of Honor, so technically his third, but because it's that, whatever. They were in a fucking trench, and this wasn't in Europe, it was somewhere in South America.
Oh, okay.
And they go up, they're going across the fucking line, and fucking everybody gets fucking chewed the fuck up. His South America, I'm sorry, his Central America gets blown off.
Yeah.
From his fucking tattoo. And he like drags like three dudes back the line, right?
Yeah.
And considering this is like way back in the day, his like fucking like battalion commander gives him the fucking Medal of Honor, right?
Yeah.
And he takes it. He's like, all right, so I got a letter from Congress. So he takes it, puts it in a box, mails it to a senator with a letter that says, I don't rate this shit. Fuck you, I'm not wearing it. So they mail it back to him saying, fuck you, wear this shit, right?
Fuck you, wear this shit.
Anyway, fucking shit goes on. And I believe at the time he was a major general, right? And he was given a speech somewhere, and he was talking about how some foreign leader was a fucking piece of shit fucking tyrant that's gonna fucking like ruin the goddamn fucking planet, at the very least ruin the fucking goddamn country they're from, and needs to be fucking ousted out of office because he's a fucking goddamn fucking dictator. And he almost gets NJP'd as a major general for calling Mussolini a tyrant. So doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, or what your fucking rank is, that goddamn green weenie is going to fuck you at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Speaking of all the fighting he just liked to do for no fucking reason, remind me of it's an Irish term, and think of how just Irish terms are hilarious. It's a Donnybrook.
Okay.
A Donnybrook literally just means a big fucking brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're just having a Donnybrook. Oh, hi. What's that? What's that? They're like some kind of like down by the stream or something. Oh no, just old Johnny over there got his fucking eye punched out last night. It was a good old time.
So I have a couple of Irish buddies on here, and I do not let them, or I do not take anything they name seriously, because they had like a really fucked up, bloody fucking civil war that lasted for a couple of decades, like in the 1900s, and they just referred to it as the Troubles. It's like, hey, how much of your population died? Oh no, it was just the Troubles. Okay, hey, what do you call that thing when like the Nazis were taking over? Oh, we call that the emergency. It's like, well, I mean, I guess technically it was an emergency, but they call the Holocaust when your house burns down, that's an emergency. This is something the fuck else. No. This is an emergency. Okay, got it.
So what do you call your house burning down? Oh, it's an inconvenience.
Like, why are the Irish so polite?
I don't know.
And like they're like, yeah, sure, like get them a little wild up, they'll fucking fight you, and they'll fucking like kill an Irishman and throw him in the sea. But like, dude, you get like one Guinness, and it's like, oh no, we're just gonna be polite, loving the fucking greatest people on the fucking planet, and it's like, but okay, I'm just not gonna name anything. But speaking of the Irish, to wrap it the fuck back around, dude, how goddamn good is fucking corned beef hash and fucking and like cabbage?
Oh man, if you can have it done right, like I know a tattoo artist, like he was a tattoo artist in Ireland, and he makes some mean corned beef hash.
Yeah, no, I think it's a shame that anywhere I've been,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a shame at all. I actually really like this, but it should be a little more open. But I've never found good corned beef hash not in a fucking Irish tavern. Which, on one hand, it's like I would like to get this more available, but the other time, it's like, don't threaten me with a fucking good time.
Right. I mean, what I would like out here is just like a good Irish tavern that's close to here.
Yeah.
I think the only place out here that's even kind of like even half that is, I think it's called like O'Connor's, or it's something, but it is just like. It's a little kind of like hole in the wall. Like their food isn't great. I mean, they've got some
hole in the wall is fucking the best place for fucking anything.
It's not a good hole in the wall.
Oh,
like
it's still a hole in the wall.
Yeah, it's like right off of one of the exits. You get off. It's a little Irish pub. You go in and get a couple of drinks. Sometimes they've got freaking a couple like cover bands in there that play some like DKM or Flogging Molly or something.
Right.
But I mean, also being in the middle of Tennessee, Kentucky, it's kind of hard to find something.
Yeah. There's not a lot of like I'm up in central Pennsylvania, and we have one Irish bar around here, and the reason it's Irish is because they have Guinness on tap, and that's literally it. This does not meet my standard for an Irish bar, but okay, there's Guinness on tap. Fuck it. I will say though that if you ever go to San Diego, there's a place called the Field. Mm-hmm. Gaslamp District. It's in the fucking like uppity fucking snooty fucking downtown part, and it's a little expensive, but it's delicious. And then also, if you go to Vegas, there is a really fucking good Irish place in New York, the casino. And it's like you go in there, you forget you're in fucking Vegas. Like that's how fucking good it is.
Okay, so I just remember I had to make sure I had this name right. Speaking of like the Irish like pubs and stuff, it got me on a complete like mental side tangent about this place that I was taken in New York. The name of it is Reichenbach.
Reichenbach.
Yes.
Not Rickenbacker or Reichenbacher, but Reichenbach. Reichenbach.
Yeah, Reichenbach Hall.
Okay.
And it's basically like the nickname we gave it was like Nazi Hooters.
Oh, okay. I'm interested. Go on.
They weren't in like SS uniform, but they were in like traditional like bust and skirts and stuff like that, like German.
What is that? Dirndl, I think.
Yeah. And they got like actual like big wooden like tables and stuff, like almost like Great Hall kind of tables.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing place if you ever get to go up to New York.
So Germany is kind of a fucking weird thing because if you actually look at it, like Germany formed as a country in like the fucking 1870s, like it's a real young country. Like before that, it was like 100 different other countries that just so happen to all speak fucking German.
Yeah,
they formed together and then made a lot of bad decisions real quick, and shit happened.
Right, just chalk it up to their the emergency of their teenage years.
Yeah. They had a fucking really early midlife crisis, and then I'm sorry, they had a really early existential crisis that led into midlife crisis. Which actually, I want to go into that here in a minute. But the first thing is like if you like look at their folklore and their like legends of geography and shit, they get this place called Black Forest, right? And you think, okay, so this place is called the Black Forest. What happens in the Black Forest? Is it like full of like witches and like dark knights and like fucking fiery fucking like hot
German demons.
Yeah, and then like quicksand pits and shit. I don't know. You get gummy bears and cuckoo clocks and Black Forest cake, which is like German cake with a bunch of cream cheese and cherries on it. It is so delicious. Like, I really this is like evil ass name and just like make it like where Disney World should be. Yeah.
Right. I mean that makes you think of. You ever watched any of Robin Williams stand up?
Yes, and I will say that his stand-up is something you have to watch because if you listen to it, it's fucking dumb. But if you watch it, it's the same thing that you just listened to. It fucking rocks. Like it's very visual.
It's very visual. You have to watch it. Like the first time me and my buddy watched it, we wasted an entire bowl of hookah because we were laughing so fucking hard.
Nice.
But it was his most recent one, or well, his last one, which I think was Weapons of Self-Destruction.
Yeah, is that the one where he's talking about Bin Laden?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
But one of the big things he covers is like he was on like a German talk show, and he asked him like, "Do you think that there's not a whole lot of comedy in Germany because you killed all the funny people?" Like the last comedian was the one that named the Black Forest, and then decided to put all of the gummy bears and happy shit there.
So fucking like I'm in college right now, right? And like we have to take a language, and it doesn't have to be related to the major. We just have to take 3 semesters of like a fucking language. And I took German because I didn't want to learn a new alphabet, and then that whittled it down to Italian, Spanish, and French and German. And out of those 4, Germany's the only one that has like good music. So all right, let me go that way. But I think, was it last year? It was like the 30th anniversary of the tearing down of the Berlin Wall. And we had this like big ceremony for it that we had to go to because like during fucking class. Nice. And like, everybody's like, fucking talking about, oh my God, it's such this great thing that it got fucking torn down. And like Germany's reunited and blah, blah, this, whatever. And like, like one of my teachers that was like there for the fucking, like, older lady, fucking great woman, not talking shit on her at all.
Yeah.
But, it's like, oh my God, it's so great. It's taken down, whatever. Everybody's like, oh yeah, like celebrating it. And I'm like, am I the only motherfucker that knows why it was put up in the fucking first place?
Let me guess, you were.
I mean, I didn't want to say it, but I was like, guys, there was a reason that was there, and it wasn't because Germans were nice. Like fucking this other one this last semester. And again, I'm gonna preface this with I fucking love this teacher to death. She's fucking great. One of the best teachers I've ever had, not in college, but like ever. Yeah. But this fucking like COVID fucking vaccine that Pfizer fucking is coming out with?
Yeah, I've been looking at the like 64 different things you got to take for it.
Yeah, anyway, fucking the people that came up with it, that Pfizer, went to high school with my fucking teacher. So she was like, oh my God, like they came up with this. This is so great. And blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. And like, it turns out that, they're actually immigrants from Turkey. They moved there when they were like 5, and they've faced all this hate their entire life. I don't know why, but like, I guess after Germany got together, they decided they had to like hate immigrants now. But like, they're going to show the rest of the Germans that like, fucking just because they're from here doesn't mean that, you have to hate immigrants. And I'm just like, the Germans started hating immigrants in 1980. Put your hand down. The immigrants in Germany aren't white because put your goddamn fucking hand down. So I knew this other guy that didn't like put your fucking hand down.
Down, hand down.
And it's like, dude, I didn't want to call her out, but it's like, come on, dude. Like, Germans didn't just start hating fucking immigrants in the fucking 80s, man.
Man, history's been so bad about hate.
Yeah. Well, like, the other thing too is like in philosophy classes, we'll get into fucking shit and we'll start talking about some like German philosopher in the fucking like 1800s. And like, oh, he said this, but he was also kind of a racist. I'm like, really? A German guy in the 1800s is a racist? Huh.
Imagine that.
Huh. Never want to put 2 and 2 together on that.
Tell me more. Tell me more, Aristotle. What do we got to learn?
Your theory, bud. Goddamn, dude. And you know what the worst part about like Central European racism is, and I don't mean to get on my high horse about fucking that shit.
You're good.
my biggest gripe is like their big bad guy are the Jews, right?
Yeah.
And maybe this is just me, but I can't tell if somebody's Jewish unless they tell me their fucking last name. And it's like, okay, so like regular white dude. Oh, your last name's Schwartz. Okay, I have to hate you now that I know what your last name is. It's like I would I would like for racism to like at least like work. Like I can look at you and tell you that you're not one of me. Not I have to like know additional information. You know,
Right. Like if I have to go hunt for like a reason to hate you, then I mean,
mm-hmm. No. And my other big one was what all that shit with the fucking Proud Boys, where it's like, oh, the Proud Boys, bunch of fucking racist. Like you know, their leader's black, right? Oh, he's not black. He's just a really dark Latino dude. Okay, so call me old fashioned, but I would like for my white supremacists to be
white.
I mean, I mean, I'm just saying that's a pretty progressive fucking white nationalist fucking group if it's ran by Latinos and black dudes.
Right, like, I mean, unless we got the Dave Chappelle show going on.
Again, I would kind of like for my white supremacists to just be white.
Yeah.
I can't have that, dude. It's 2020 though, man. Fucking anybody can be anything.
You know what? Maybe he identified as white and we didn't know.
Oh, dude, that's our bad. That's our bad then. Like
we didn't ask for his preferred pronoun or race.
Yeah.
So that's where we fucked up.
Yeah. No,
we didn't verify before we jumped to conclusions.
Dude, we're the bigots in this conversation now. I feel like shit.
Yep. Well, now I just got to drink my sorrow away.
Well, fucking somebody's right. Dude, there's this other dude I found on fucking YouTube, and he was talking about like he's got a lot of like trick comedy where he like builds it up to make you think one thing and then like takes you somewhere the fuck else.
Yeah,
but, like talking about like the how some races are better than others, right? And
yeah.
So let's talk about this one race that did some shitty things back in 2001 and you know, kind of attacked our American culture and started this like long ass blah blah whatever, and it like builds you up to think he's talking about Al Qaeda, and then he shows a picture of Dale Earnhardt. And so back in 2001, Dale Earnhardt, and then like goes into the fucking that shit, and it's like, you got me there, buddy. You did a funny.
You had me going there for a second. Oh man, I had something, but I completely lost it. I hate when that shit happens.
Was it that I'm not ever gonna vote for Donald Trump because he wants to build a wall and walls killed Dale Earnhardt? And goddamn it, if I'm gonna be voting for a wall,
right? And then you know, got to believe in sweet baby Jesus too. If you're not first, you're last. Woo.
You know, Jesus was a man. He had a beard.
I think also in the original like representation, he also wasn't white.
Actually, you know what? It's funny because that's highly up to debate because what we think of as the Arab countries in Northern Africa all the way over to fucking like Pakistan.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Before the Arab conquest in the 400s, like they were all like Mediterranean people, so it looked like Greeks or Italians would.
Yeah.
So like not like I guess like high tier Aryan white, but like they're still white.
Tan.
Yeah, but like Ramses the Great, you know, like that dude, like they have a mummy. He has red hair and blue eyes and light skin. So
I actually did not know that.
Yeah, but it's like one of those like funny things because you can't bring that up because that makes you a white supremacist. But at the same time, like it's like, well, I mean, like the Persians were total fucking murderous assholes and are worthy of any fucking leftist hate that you want to fucking bring up. Also, they were white. And then it's like, well, I mean, but they were murderous assholes, but they were white. They were white. So, okay, all right, sure, got it, buddy. Got it. Yeah, this turned into a fucking hate rally real quick.
Nah, it could be worse. But to bring it back around, so no, I've seen some of your art. I saw the one. I think you did it. Was the Vegeta in combat armor?
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, man, that's awesome. Because I've also got follow this other guy on Instagram. He does like stormtroopers, but like in like more. They still have like their stormtrooper helmets, but in like modern day like combat armor and stuff.
Is that art or is that photography?
Art.
Oh, okay.
Like legitimate, like it's his own renditions. Like he's drawn like the like airborne troopers in like airborne like stuff like that. His name is Matt Rendar.
Okay. Do you know Galactic Warfighters? Matt Callahan.
Yes.
So that dude, me and him, we went to like a follow on MOS school together. That's where we met. And like his like early fucking early photos, like before he got like big, those are most of my fucking action figures.
Yeah.
And then he got into it like yeah. No, but to like wrap it around back to Dragon Ball Z, so you have the Saiyans, right? These fucking dirty fuck, as Frieza would call them, these monkeys with their fucking black hair and their black eyes. And then like once they became the super master race and their hair turned blonde and their eyes turned blue and they became unstoppable death machine perfect human beings. It's like, hey, guy who invented Dragon Ball Z, what the fuck? Did you read Mein Kampf before you fucking started drawing this cartoon? Like, what's going on here, buddy?
I mean, now that you think about it like that, I mean, yeah, it does sound fucked up in that kind of way.
Dude, I can ruin anything like that. Like Star Wars, right? It's fucking two dudes in hoods. It's two white dudes in hoods chasing a black dude across the fucking universe. You tell me that's not racist? Come on. Like, you seen Top Gun? There's one black dude in that entire movie, and his name is Sundown. What the fuck?
Old movies, man.
Yeah.
You know what? Even with that, like, I'd still take that over freaking. What was the obligatory scene at the end of like the last Star Wars movie where everybody was kissing for no apparent reason? Like, we didn't even need to know they were couples, but they're all on the planet kissing.
You know what? The one thing about that I didn't like was that they toyed with that, like Poe and Finn might have had something going on, and then Poe and Finn didn't make out. It's like, dude, if you had them make out, I'd have been cool. They're the only people in this that I'd have been cool with if they were making, and you didn't do it. Okay, got it.
But you know what? You know why they didn't do it? Because they weren't underway on one of the ships.
Fair enough. Or they weren't wearing boot bands. Like they totally set their pants over their boots.
Yeah. It's not gay if you get your boot bands on.
Ain't gay if you're underway.
Finn, get over here and drop the soap. And I've got so many freaking like miscellaneous action figures because I enjoy doing like toy photography.
Yeah.
So something I got
a little bit of that on one of your other Instagrams.
That was the Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah.
All of my business in general themes around being kind of nerdy.
Mm-hmm. Which, hold on, I'm gonna bring this back a little bit. Okay, so like, how old are you?
29.
Okay, close enough to the same age. You remember like when Star Wars wasn't cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And now everybody's into it. I want a fucking apology. I don't even want an apology. I just want to fucking like find out the people that were making fun of me, and I just want them to know that I won.
Right. I mean, even a blanket statement just read from like a postcard on a podium, like I'd be okay with that. Like, I'm sorry, we were wrong. This nerdy shit is fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's okay to play D&D. It's okay.
Do you think that though is just because fucking Family Guy made it cool? I mean, because like I thought it was great before that, but I mean,
oh yeah, like you're talking when they did like the Blue Harvest.
Yeah, like do you think that's when all the fucking jocks were like, oh, Star Wars, I'm gonna watch that?
I mean, maybe, yeah. I know, like over a lot of the more recent years, like a lot of things like have begun making like nerdy things like more open.
Yeah.
Like I know at least in like the tabletop like D&D world, there's like a whole like group of nerdy ass voice actors that get together that have been doing like
what is that, Critical Role?
Yeah, Critical Role.
Yeah.
They were the first like really
that comes out of that's fucking great too. The cosplay that comes out of that's fucking great too.
Oh yeah. I've watched like Jenny D's page.
Oh my god, dude, she's fucking like, dude, if she had an OnlyFans, I'd pay for it.
Right.
But only if she did it in character.
It has to be in character.
Yeah, it's like, oh, cool. These are your tits. I don't want your tits. Paint them blue first.
Right, I need my Captain Kirk on right now. You got to be blue.
Sorry, listen. I'm here to solicit a fucking fetish, and you're not doing it. Fucking dude, I do have a fucking bone to pick with fucking Dungeons and Dragons though, because like I never played the game, like never got into that, but excuse me, like I like the lore and I loved the fucking artwork for it, like back in the fucking like the early 2000s and back. But whoever decided to hire the people that have been doing the art for it for like the last 10 years needs to be fucking fired.
I can get a lot of that. Unfortunately, because I actually just did a paper, because ironically I'm also in college. And any chance I've gotten to do with like anything has been nerdy as fuck. So my like art like piece review was on the like art for the play, like the 5th edition player's handbook. And like they only use like a small portion of like the art for that. Like it's a lot bigger. You can see like a whole bunch of shit in the background, but they've got it so zoomed in and cropped and stuff.
Yeah, no, they've really been dropping the ball on that, because like if you go to like a used bookstore and like find books, they're just fucking masterpieces. Like, it's like you don't even have to play the game or know what the fuck's going on. It's just fucking beautiful. And then you just took a shit on it.
Like a lot of the old school artists, they put so much more into it, and they've just got so many different artists working on like all the new stuff, that they don't have a whole like concise genre like they used to.
Yeah, no, it all used to fucking jive together too. Like it was very fucking fluid between, painting to painting, even if it was different guys or girls what was painting it,
They all kept at least the same genre.
Yeah.
Now you could go look on, the picture on like the front cover, and then go look at like the picture in the middle of the book, and just like the art style. You've got, this very concise, beautiful one on the front, but in the middle of the book, you've got this almost like watercolor looking, like mosaic.
And the only thing that fucking like watercolor has ever fucking worked for was the fucking Metal Gear Solid art.
Yeah.
And like that dude or chick, whoever the fuck made that shit, rocked that out of the fucking park. But they're like legitimately the only watercolor artist I can think of that like was worth their fucking salt.
Art is such a weird freaking thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, I had to do these like weird little reviews on like different artists from this like art21.org or something like that. And some of them, like, these people are just big for like doing very bright, painful to look at squares.
Yeah, like what is it? It was whatever it came after Dadaism.
Yeah.
No, that's garbage. And I've always thought it was. I don't understand how the fuck anybody fucking got away with that.
Right, like this. I'm looking over here, like, why did this person just pay like $5,000 to buy this? You could have done this yourself. Because there's like nothing that goes into it. But this other person that's selling their art for like $50 for, this like massive print, just pour their heart and soul into this, and you just called it trash. Like,
yeah, no, and the bullshit part about that though is like, dude, that's bullshit. Anybody can do it. And then somebody will be like, well, why didn't you do it? I'll be like, here, I did it. Give me $20,000. And then they say no. And it's like, well, okay, so
why'd you pay $20,000 for this?
Yeah. The only one of those I appreciate though, and it's one of those things that at surface level it sounds like bullshit, but once you get into the story, it's fucking great. Are you familiar with Duchamp's Fountain? I
believe so, no. Actually,
okay, so for
I've got the internet in front of me. I could look it up and probably quick too. You said, what is it?
Duchamp Fountain. Pretty much what he did was he put a toilet in a museum and made it a work of art. Like all he did was sign it. That's all he did. Pulled it out of the wall, signed it, and it was this massive, great piece of art. And when you look at it at the surface level, you're like, I'm sorry, you just took a toilet and signed your name on it, and we're gonna assume that's art. we should bring book burning back. Is my immediate reaction to that? However, if you listen to the story behind it, it's fucking amazing because what happened was, I think it was the Met in New York, right?
Yeah.
They had a section of the museum that was always on fucking display. And the only way to get art into that section was to be part of like this artist guild. And if you were in this artist guild, they couldn't tell you no. You could put whatever the fuck you wanted in there. So this guy Duchamp said, that's bullshit. You guys are fucking stupid. You're an affront to fucking art. So what he did was, he fucking played his game, fucking did his time, fucking, kissed the right asses until he got into this artist guild, right?
Yeah.
And then once he's in, the first thing he does, he's like, I'm going to take a fucking toilet out of a fucking wall, sign my name on it, and fucking throw it in here as a fucking piece of art. And everyone was like, you can't do that. That's not art. And he goes, I'm sorry. I'm part of the artist guild. I can do whatever the fuck I want, right? He had to put it into the fucking thing. And then, like, a lot of people would come in and a lot of people were like, this is bullshit. Fuck this. And then other people were like, oh my God, it's fucking art. And then, like, he would sit there with the other people in the fucking guild and everyone else in the guild fucking hated him. And he's like, yeah, fuck you. But
got into the guild just to be a fucking troll.
yeah, no, and like his actual art, he's one of those dudes where it's like you can tell what he's doing to be weird, just to be weird, because like he has some stuff that's like photo fucking realistic.
Yeah,
but most of his stuff looks very similar to like Picasso. But that was like big back then, and like also. But he had one, which was a fucking toilet in a fucking room, just to say fuck you to the artist guild. Which, again, like, I just think it's the greatest thing ever. Because, like, surface level, you don't know anything about it. That's bullshit. They should have. Maybe the communists were right about fucking artists, like, first glance. And then, secondly, it's like, oh. This is like jumping into a conversation without any context, just saying you're wrong about the wage gap, and then fucking off and letting the comment section do it.
No context, didn't even pertain to the video, but here it is.
Yep.
Man, even back then, like, they were so, like, I think art back then was also just like so controlled, especially I think like Germany, and I think especially Germany.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
although if you look at stuff, and I'm sure you've taken other fucking art history classes, like as we've been talking about, I would argue that the best art ever came out of fucking Germany and France. Like more so than like Renaissance art.
Yeah. I can definitely agree on that.
Or I'm sorry, the countries that would eventually become Germany. But
yeah. Like some of their art, like before, like things got really, I guess, could be like controlled. Like you couldn't paint this, or this, or you only had to do this, or this.
Yeah. And a lot of the reason that like a lot of people like to fucking complain about like, yeah, hey, Renaissance art, it's all biblical stuff. It's like, yeah, because artists cost money, and the church was the only entity with enough money to pay for commissions, which is why you get religious shit and portraits, because that's who paid them to make the painting in the first place.
Like, I can't remember exactly what their canvas. I can't remember what their canvas is called right now. I don't think it was papyrus. Papyrus is just like the paper they had to write shit on.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of the time they would use either hemp, or before that they would just paint on wood.
Yeah, but painting on hemp was expensive.
Yeah,
or even getting like the paint to do it, because that was like a specialty craft, because it wasn't like a commonplace thing. They couldn't just walk over to ye old fuck mart to freaking buy, their acrylics.
Yeah, no, fucking. So one of the things is one of the reasons that like medieval and up until like the fucking Victorian era almost, churches on the inside are all painted blue, is because blue doesn't actually exist in nature. Like there's one butterfly that has blue in it. The pigment's blue. Everything else blue is like the way that it's set up at like fucking like microscopic level traps light and only lets off blue, which at one point you'd be like, well, that sounds like that's what how color works. But if you up, it turns yellow or green or orange. It's not actually blue. Like the pigment inside of it's not blue. There's like one butterfly that does that, and then some rocks. And the only place to get those rocks is in Central Asia, most of which is in fucking Afghanistan now. So in the Middle Ages, getting the rocks to make the color blue out of fucking paint was literally more expensive than gold. So painting the inside of a building blue was a fucking power move back then.
Yeah, I can see that, especially if you had to get like just precious freaking like blue fucking rock.
Mm-hmm. Like they were essentially like lapis lazuli. They're essentially fucking like grinding up fucking diamonds to make the color blue.
Oh,
like, now it's easy because we figured out how to take yellow plants.
Yeah.
And, like what is it, like indigo, like the purplish blue color that we dye everything with now.
Yeah, the pigments.
Yeah, you have to like superheat that to fucking make blue out of it, which I think they figured out how to do that in the late 16, early 1700s. But still, it was super fucking expensive, and that dye. In the golden age of piracy, a lot of pirates would go fucking like if you had dye on your ship, they'd go steal your fucking dye and then fuck off and then go sell that at a fucking port center because like, hey, we could take your shit or we could take your fucking dye and go sell that and then like not have to go fucking do this pirate shit for like 6 months.
Right? Because God, pirates back then, man.
Yeah. Which another thing about them though is like if you actually read into it, it gets a lot sadder the more you read it. Like on one hand, like a lot of people like just flock to fucking piracy because everybody in the British, Spanish, French Navy that wasn't an officer was essentially a slave. And a pirate ship comes up and goes, "Hey, do you want to keep working for them or do you want to come hang out with us and say fuck the government?" And they're like, "Yeah, fuck the government. Let's go fucking hang out with these dudes." A lot of times when pirates showed up, they didn't bother with your fucking whatever you're shipping. They took all your food and all your rum because you know what's better than gold? Not fucking starving to death.
Yeah, and getting drunk.
So they take your fucking food, they take your fucking liquor, and they'd fuck off, and you can have fun with your fucking whatever the fuck you got to do to get wherever you're gonna sell that shit. I can't do anything with fucking insert fucking good X.
Right. I can't do anything with this freaking thing that's like half gold. Like, no regular person's gonna buy this shit. I don't go to talk to high class people. I just want your food and your fucking beer.
Yeah, dude, I'm just trying to fucking eat, dude. Fuck.
I mean, it's so romanticized now.
You know, it is, and it's kind of, yeah, it is. It is. And it's weird because like pretty much everybody that has a black flag is bad guys in the idea of it, you know? But, and it's really, there's a really easy way to equate pirates to like say ISIS. However, 200 years from now, I have no doubt that like little kids are gonna be running around playing fucking ISIS and Marine, you know?
This ain't like cops and robbers or cowboys and Indians. This is Marine Corps and ISIS.
ISIS. I mean, no, it's the same thing with like Genghis Khan because like Genghis Khan killed so many fucking people that like the fucking we stopped producing as much fucking greenhouse gases and the world went into a mini ice age because he killed that many fucking people, right?
Yeah.
But it was long enough ago to where like we can still go to a party just like Genghis Khan and people will be like, "Ah, dude, that's cool." Like you can't do that with Hitler because in comparison, Hitler didn't do shit compared to fucking Genghis Khan. But it was long enough ago to where, fuck it, you know, why not?
Yeah, it was that long ago. We don't care.
Yeah. Which again, 200 years from now, people are gonna show up to fucking parties dressed like Hitler and be like, the guy with the mustache.
Let's come in. See Kyle.
Yeah, no, I have not seen your friend Kyle. Is he coming?
Reminds me really of a ironic fucked up joke. Is I'm looking for a buddy of mine. You know, he's kind of tall. He's got blonde hair, blue eyes. He's about yay tall.
Have we seen Kyle?
I have not.
Do you know why they plant trees along the streets in Paris?
I can't say I do right now.
So Germans can march in the shade. Okay, so what's red and smells like blue paint?
What?
Red paint. What do you call a black guy flying an airplane?
What?
A pilot, you fucking racist. What's worse than finding a worm in your apple?
What?
The Holocaust.
Why don't Jews get high?
I don't know.
Well, shit, don't you remember what happened the last time they got baked?
Ouch. Although, I will say that it makes sense that the German or the Nazis did side with the fucking like Arabic world.
Yeah.
Just off that point. But one of the things that like kind of makes you go, what's up with this is like I completely separate, fucking groups because I got a little bit of critical thinking. So like, when some like redneck outside of Walmart is doing dumb shit, somebody's like, he's a Nazi. I'm like, no, he's just a fucking idiot asshole. Nazis had standards. And
yeah.
Obviously just fucking not. But it just baffles me when like you run across one of them where it's like fucking, oh, these goddamn fucking Arabs. And it's like, that like the Arabs sided with the Reich, right? Like you're supposed to be friends with those guys. No? Oh, okay. You're just stupid. Got it.
Like history and people's propaganda now is just like so much like pick and choose your own adventure story now.
Yeah.
Like, I really wish like the education system was like revamped.
Yeah. However, there's too much government involvement in it to do that.
That's fair.
And education isn't about making you a critical thinker. It's about fucking making you A, compliant with the state, and B, able to pass this fucking test so that like the teacher can get a fucking paycheck.
Yeah.
Which is shitty, but I mean, like, let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah, because I think was a couple of the things that I've done in school. I actually haven't even tried super hard, but passed very easily. Like theater, that's a no-brainer. That I passed my like intro to theater like it was nothing. But a lot of the other things that like don't really require a whole lot of like, at least what I've gone through so far with my like basics into it, haven't been anything where I need to go like in depth into a book. So I don't feel like I've actually learned a whole lot from school yet.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat. Although I will say that more recently it's been a little bit more upsetting because like, like what is it? I'm in my junior year now. And like my first 2 years, it was like I can show up to class, like draw dicks in my fucking notebook and like kind of pay attention. And then maybe look over the notes, which are like halves of fucking sentences and then like boobs and dicks. Mm-hmm. And then, glance over the fucking reading and just like kind of soak in what the teacher's saying. And then like on the test, just like rock star that shit.
Yeah.
On Zoom, it's like, all right, so I'm paying more attention. I'm actually taking notes. I'm doing all the reading. I am fucking cheating, and I'm getting a worse grade. Like, how's the fucking math work on this?
Yeah. I can't answer that one.
Yeah. I don't fucking know.
It's kind of like geology. The only one I've had an issue with so far. Like, I like geology. Yeah. Everything I was learning, taking the notes, like figuring it out, it was great. And then I get on the test, and I'm like, "Oh, cave, no, complicated words."
Earth mantle does this. Plate tectonics are like
plate tectonic smash.
Volcano goes boom. Yeah, dude, no, I don't know how to fucking explain that fucking phenomenon.
I can't either. It's like online digital learning was just been like, I can only equate it to like, it's so hard with like, even teachers are attempting to adjust. Like, I know my geology teacher, he had a bit of a hard time getting his Zoom recordings to record right.
Right.
Like, he actually gave people freebies because they freaking, like, as a class, like, I think like the class average was like a freaking like 74 for like tests.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna blame the teacher on that one. Like, I mean,
Like he was having a hard time with the Zoom stuff.
yeah, no, like if one person like fails, or if a couple people fail, that's natural. But if most of the class isn't doing well, maybe it's not the class's fault.
Yeah. And I think it's also partially the online one because he's a little bit of older like geology teacher, but I know he's having issues with it.
Yeah. Although fucking, I took this summer class earlier this year, and it was a weird fucking class, really interesting class. But like the dude's like fucking like 90, like doing the fucking like liver spotted. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about this today. But he was still really good at fucking what he was talking about. But this dives in the material a little bit. So it was like the history of the supernatural, right? So like each unit we'd have like two things, right? Like the first half would be, or the first half, not a semester, but like of the unit would be like, all right, so we're just gonna assume Bigfoot exists, right?
Yeah.
And here's all these people fucking talking about their Bigfoot experiences and what Bigfoot is, what Bigfoot possibly could be, and Bigfoot this, Bigfoot that, and like Bigfoot's fucking real and he's coming for you. And the second half of the unit would be like, okay, so Bigfoot doesn't fucking exist, and all these crazy people came up with it because X, Y, and Z. And like it wasn't like preachy, like this is or this is not. It was like, I'm going to show you this is, and I'm going to show you this is not, and you can make your own conclusion. I don't really care. Just like, do the fucking paperwork.
It's kind of cool.
But we went down this fucking like one thing. We read like half of this like a quarter of this one fucking book. And, it's, I forget what the fuck it's called. It's the longest epic poem in history, but it's like the history of the kings of Persia.
Yeah.
And, like how every king came to be and like what their credentials were and where they came from and all this shit. And it's really fucking weird because like, it's like fucking like 40 fucking like Odysseys and Iliads, just like slammed together into one thing. And there's this like weird fucking shit with it where like the first half of it was all like mythical and like, fucking this, that, and whatever. And like, we're just kind of like taking their word for this on this. And then they justify Alexander the Great as being one of the kings of Persia because he married one of the fucking like noble women there, and that justified him as being king of Persia. But he also killed all the dragons, and that freed the Persians of the plight of the fire-breathing serpents. And like I'm reading this, I'm like, okay, so back in the day, dude with a bronze sword fought this other dude with a bronze sword, and then like he got this magic sword, but it wasn't really magic; it was just made out of steel, and steel cut straight through bronze, and you conquered and rolled through this and that. And this guy named Alexander came in, and there wasn't dragons before this. Why did you just insert dragons here? Okay, all right, cool. Fucking Alexander killed the fucking dragons. Oh, and he also fucking slayed all the demons. No one said a goddamn word about demons before this, but okay. Also, fucking the Mongolians can't come into Persia because however long before Alexander built a wall that's kind of like the Great Wall of China, except for it's all fire instead of bricks, and the fire is eternal and never goes. Okay.
I want to see this wall. Like,
yeah, right.
I want a tour of the Great Wall of Fire. Like, I mean, Fire Nation ain't got shit on this.
Right? Fucking damn.
The Fire Nation did not attack. They approve.
Dude, my favorite part of that fucking shit, though, was... Oh, goddamn, it's been a minute. I don't remember if it was the uncle or the granddad. Like, he was in prison, and, like, he's, like, hiding in the corner and, like, all scared. And, like, the guards come in and, like, throw food at him. And then, like, he starts, like, like scrambling to, like, eat the food. He's, like, crying and shit. And the guards laugh at him and go away. And as soon as the guards go, he, like, puts the food down and just starts doing pull-ups.
Oh, yeah. Freaking Iroh.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah. So this, like, I'm a pathetic fucking giant vagina. Fucking leave me alone. It's all an act. And you're doing some serious psychological warfare right now because you're about to fucking show some bitches what's up. Got it.
Right? And then you come back later and he just like stands up, undoes his robe, and a pillow falls out, and he's got like a freaking 6-pack, and he's just one-handing pull-ups and eating an apple.
Which kind of reminds me of Ned Flanders, who
Yeah,
like, they always draw him as this like kind old portly man, and then like he fucking takes off his sweater. He's got like a fucking 40-pack.
yeah,
and, like the fucking like pecs of Christ.
he's just jacked.
You high done diddly fucked up.
You done diddly came to the wrong fucking neighborhood.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, dude, Casey, it's been fucking great talking to you. We are going to have to do this again at some point. But before we leave, tell people where we can find you.
Well, currently you can find me a couple places right now. On Instagram mainly is where I keep all my stuff. It's either at 602 Snow, Bardic Inspiration Photography, or Natural 20 Works for my 3D printing stuff. Eventually, it's going to come together under a more thing. I'm kind of still working that out. That's why I couldn't get you my website.
Happens.
Because that's a whole extra conversation about like my grandiose, insane business idea that it's coming together. It's working.
Work in progress. On the way.
Yeah. But yeah, it's currently on Facebook. It's still just Bardic Inspiration Photography or Casey Maas.
All right. Well, fucking sounds good. But dude, been great fucking talking to you. Fucking we're gonna have to and
I appreciate coming on, man. It was great.
Dude, yeah, no, totally. So on the way out, man, fucking you have a good night, and this is the way.
This is the way.